Okay, so let's talk about Morocco. Mm, okay, I can't do y'all. I can't do y'all like this. Okay, so I think this is a little bit better. A little bit. Let me first explain the hair. So I'm house sitting, and I'm house sitting three dogs. Two are like little Shih Tzus. They're about 12 years old, really mellow, chill dogs. The other one is a German Shepherd that's about the size of a lion. She's about waist high, and she's not one yet, but she's about waist high. She's been dragging me around every morning. I take her out for a walk in the woods, and she drags me around like a rag doll, y'all. And by the time I'm done, I'm sweating. I sweat. I can't, I try to lay my edges, lay my hair down, and it's just a lost cause. So um, y'all gonna have to get what I'm giving you, okay? Because yeah, this is it. This is it. So yeah, let's talk about Marrakech. So this is I'm going to call this things to know about Marrakech. Okay, so the first thing I'll start with is, as soon as you get to the Marrakech airport, get cash. Make sure you have cash on you so that you can exchange it for dirhams, Morocco dirhams, because your cash is going to go a long way. Anywhere from the taxi to things you want to buy on the street and so forth. So go ahead and knock that out. You can get cash. If you have cash and you're exchanging for cash, you can um, you can get dirhams with no fee. So they'll give you just the exchange rate. So whether you're exchanging euro, pounds, US dollars, whatever you have, well, not whatever, because they wouldn't take my Turkish lira. Um, but yeah, if you have cash, exchange that at the airport for dirham. So you have cash leaving the airport, starting out on your trip. Okay. Um, the other thing I think that would be helpful is arrange your ride to your riad or hotel before you arrive versus getting there and taking a taxi. That'll reduce your chances of getting swindled, uh, having to negotiate, a taxi. I mean, if you're one of those types of people that just loves to do that type of thing, then do that. But if you want to save yourself some stress, go ahead and arrange transportation with the hotel, so that way when you get off the airplane, you get your exchange your money, and when you walk out that door, there's somebody there holding a sign with your name on it or the hotel name, ready to pick you up and take you where you need to go. The other way this is helpful is if you're staying in a riad, which I'll get into a little later. Um, Next, actually, if you're staying in a riad, some of these can be deep within the medina, and cars can't go all the way to them. So they'll drop you off somewhere, and you still have several blocks and twists and turns to go to get to your riad. So if you don't want to worry about having to find your riad, arrange arrange transportation with the hotel to pick you up at the airport and get you where you need to be. So I think that just relieves a lot of stress, especially when you're traveling. Okay. So the third thing, um, I would stay at a riad. A riad is these small palaces that were turned into hotels. From the outside of the building, it may not look like anything. You don't see any windows. You just see a sign and maybe a door that says riad. And then when you walk inside, there's this usually a courtyard, and then rooms all around it, maybe on a couple of floors. Um, it depends on the riad whether that courtyard, excuse me, is like a shared eating space or a garden or whatever they decide to turn it into, a pool maybe, I don't know, fountain. But it's open. The top is open. It's in the middle, and the top is open to the outside. And then all around are rooms, and these rooms are typically bedrooms, suites. You might have a place to sit, a place to work, and a place to sit, something like that, and a bed. Some you might just have a bed and maybe a nightstand, and an ensuite bathroom right off of it. So the shared area is where you'd eat breakfast, where you can relax or whatever, in the riad, meet other people that are staying there. But suggest that you stay at a riad just to get the feel of being in the heart of the Medina. A lot of people go to Morocco for the Medina, or when they talk about, not Morocco, Marrakech. When they talk about it or when they show it, a lot of the sites that you're seeing are from the Medina. So you get there, stay a couple of days in the heart of it, so you get the feel of the energy and the people and all that stuff. So it's suggested that you stay at a riad. If you're not going to stay there your whole time, stay there a couple of days. That's what I would suggest. Let's see. Number 4, there's more to, I know I said stay at a riad so you get the authentic feel of the Medina. There's more to Marrakech than the Medina. Okay, so that's why I suggest that you stay part of your stay, maybe the first few days, in a riad in the heart of the Medina, and then move outside the Medina and get a feel for the rest of Marrakech, the more modern day Marrakech. It's totally different feels from inside the Medina to outside the Medina. So don't book your whole stay staying inside the Medina, because you're really not going to get the full, if you want the full feel of Marrakech. I would suggest stay a few days inside the Medina, go outside the Medina. Okay, I keep saying Medina. I don't think I explained what the Medina is. The Medina is this area in the center of Marrakech. It's walled in, and it's where you'll find your riads, your souks, which are all these little narrow, think of Old Town. When you go to a place and they have an Old Town where you have these narrow roads and people have all their shops lined up all along the roads, and it's twists and turns and you can get lost in it. That's like the souks inside the Medina. Also inside the Medina is the square, the Jemaa, whatever it is. I'll put the actual name of it down at the bottom, but I'm drawing a blank. But the square is where a lot of the action takes place, outside the souks, but it's still within the Medina. And there you'll find, you've seen the snake charmers. You'll find people selling stuff. They're trying to sell you sunglasses, henna tattoos, all kinds of stuff. There's also all these fresh squeezed juice bars. I mean, they got juice bars for days, and they fight over who gets the customer. So you'll get to sample some juices if you're lucky. They also, something to note about. Am I getting ahead of myself? Something to note about the square is a lot of times locals will tell you, oh, it's closed. If you're trying to go to the square during the day, locals will tell you, oh, the square is closed if it's before 6 p.m. What that means is there's all these shops they set up. I think they set it up and break it down every night. They set it up every day, break it down every night. All these eating places. It comes alive after about 6 or 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., where there's just a whole lot more going on. There's more people. There's more going on. There's more people selling food. A whole lot more activity. If you go during the day, you'll still find some things going on, but it's very, it's more, I'm losing my words here, but it's more calm. during the day. You'll have restaurants that are open, and all the juice bars are open. Uh, but yeah, it's much calmer. So if they say it's closed, there's some things that are open. They're not lying to you. It's just that it's more active and there's a whole lot more going on and a lot more selection of food um, in the evening. So yeah, let's see. More to Marrakesh than the Medina. Oh, I got off into the square. Anyway, that's the Medina. Get outside the Medina so you can see there's a casino in Marrakesh. There's a mall. There's lots of other restaurants outside the Medina. So get outside the Medina and get a sneak peek of modern day Marrakesh. Okay, so you get a balance of what it's like when you go there. Let's see. Two, three, four. Number five. Um, it took maybe about 2 or 3 days before I saw them, but there's some eye candy there. There's some good looking men in Marrakesh. I mean, like, you should be a model. Rustic, got that beard going on, got those dark features, good looking men. Some of them have these light brown eyes that are just anyway. Uh, Lots of eye candy in Marrakesh. Okay, I started to call this eye candy and architecture, but I didn't. So anyway, yes, ladies and men, there's eye candy there. So it might take a day or two for them to start revealing themselves, but as you get around more, you'll start seeing them. They're out there. There's some fine men in Marrakesh. All right. Let's see. Oh, on top of that, fine men in Marrakesh. Be careful because some of them are slick. A lot of them are salespeople. They're selling stuff, so they'll sweet talk you. They'll sweet talk you. So be careful. Just watch yourself. Let's see. The other thing is, guys, take a seat for a minute. Women, especially if you're like me, brown skin, thick, I got a confidence boost in Marrakesh. I just have to tell you that the men were letting it known that they appreciate this, all of this, all of this, all of this. They appreciate it. I wasn't out there dressing provocatively and just showing everything either. Um, um, yeah, they made a sister feel good. So I remember there was this one guy that was talking to me, and then he just broke out and said, I like your style, and I'm like, I like your style. Mm. anyway, anyway, they appreciate the brown thick sisters. So yeah, there's that. But remember what I said before about the slick stuff. So get your appreciation on, but keep your eyes open and don't get fooled, girls. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay, men, you can come back. All right. So one thing I will say, this is number, what is this, number six? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number seven is, and you probably already expected this when I talked about the souks. They have some aggressive sales tactics. Morocco was always on my list, but I had determined that I was not going there alone as a solo traveler because I had watched videos from other travelers, um, specifically Black women, that went to Marrakesh and were very uncomfortable with the aggression that they experienced. And it was enough women that said this that I had determined I wasn't going by myself. So I did. I went with a friend, and we were two women, but we still experienced aggressive sales tactics. I was actually physically grabbed a couple of times walking through the souks, which is unnerving. Um, they weren't going to hurt me. They were just trying to get my attention, but that was still, you don't do that. And I wasn't cool with that. Um, They get in your face, they'll turn on a dime. They'll be smiley, smiley, where are you from? Oh, I love America. I got a brother in New York or whatever. And then, you get in there and you show some interest in something. All of a sudden, they're in front of you. They don't want to let you out. They want you to give them your best price on this particular thing. Oh, no, I'm not interested anymore. Oh, no, no, give me your best price. It's almost like you're not getting out of here until you give me your best price. So if you like to haggle, I don't think they would necessarily be that aggressive with men. The blocking your way out, the physically grabbing you type of thing. Or if you're a female and you're with a man, I just don't think that would happen. We were two women walking through, and I think that's why it happened. So, as a woman, just be careful. It can be very unnerving and uncomfortable. I was at a point where I didn't like Marrakech because going through the souks, it was just too much. It was too much. Anything they were selling, from fruit to, I don't know, little brass camels, bags. I mean, dresses, caftans, scarves, everything. And two, they'll find you and then they'll talk you and try to say, oh, I'm going to show you where this, that, or the other is. And they'll take you to somebody else's shop. So just if you're not used to that type of thing, they're very aggressive. There's no other way to put it. Be ready for that. Handle it however you see fit. I was never rude to them, but I did, feel like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to go this way. I don't want to go through this. And it's not just in the souks. It's also in the square that I mentioned. They're aggressive with selling their food. Come to my restaurant, come to my booth. I'm number 23. I'm number 19. I've got snail soup. I've got this, that, or the other. Let me show you my menu. All in your face. It's just like, oh my God, y'all, chill. I already ate. I'm not hungry or whatever. Okay. Yeah, be ready for that. They have some really aggressive sales tactics. Let's see, what else? Lastly, I have to say the people tend to be nice. If you get past that whole sales thing and you start talking to people, let's say you're in a store and you just happen to talk to someone, or you're in a booth and you get beyond them trying to sell you something and you talk to them, or you talk to them about, their life there in Marrakech, it can be really interesting. A lot of them, they have pride in where they live, but it's really, I've talked to some of them, they want to get out. They want to get out to have a better life. They love Marrakech, but they want a better life, and they feel like the life that they have in Marrakech is just not it. They're not making enough money. There's not enough opportunity. So I think that's behind a lot of the aggression. This is their livelihood. This is how they make a living. And if they don't sell anything, they don't eat. So if you get a chance, talk to someone. Just generally ask them about their life there in Marrakech, and I think you're destined to find somebody that has a really interesting story to tell, and I think that would add to your experience as you visit Marrakech. So yeah, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that I think you should know if you're going to Marrakech. Hopefully you find that helpful. And as always, thanks for watching. And if you didn't notice, I sprinkled in some of my other videos that actually have footage of my trip to Marrakech. Hopefully you like this. There's really one, I think most people will find interesting with goats. If you find what's going on with the goats, you'll enjoy that. But yeah, if you missed it, you can go back or go through my videos under Marrakech or Morocco. See some of the footage from what happened during my trip there. So again, as I mentioned, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.